Welcome, welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Queen Vi's Reality Talk. I'm your host, Queen Vi, alongside my co-host, Mr. Hakim BornJust. You there? And it begins.
I'm sorry. The techno gremlins are moving around and fucking with the shits. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm here.
okay. So let's just start off with the famous question. How are you doing today?
Oh boy, I am. I don't even know where to begin. Got a lot going on. I am a slightly bit under the weather, so forgive me if I'm doing some clearing of the throat or I happen to cough into the mic. Please forgive me, y'all. But I'm here. I'm up and I'm ready to go.
Mhm. Okay, that's all we can ask for. Whew. Wow. Mm. But it's
How
just it's
you doing?
one of those days, one of those weeks, a lot going on, but I'm here, I'm excited. I miss it. Um and I'm ready. I miss the shows. I miss running my mouth, talking my shit, you know, dropping Jews and wisdoms, pissing some people off, cursing others out, but I miss it all.
Yeah, man. It's when we take a pot off, it always gets a little rough to get back into the swing of things. But yeah, we got it.
And
We got
so
it.
and we came back just in time for what? Our monthly Q&A.
Oh yeah,
So,
no doubt. Gotta have a Q and A.
yeah. And so
Gotta have a Q and A. Let's see. Give me a second. I'm queuing up. I'm doing some behind the scenes production stuff. So give me a second, y'all. I apologize. I am making sure that YouTube and Instagram are functioning the way they are supposed to, and they are. They were giving me a little fight, but they're working now.
okay. Well, good old Instagram. Good old
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah. The gram
Okay.
is gonna be gramming. It's gonna find a way to fuck with
It is. And so while you're doing that, I want to ask you a question
you. Sure.
about this a new feature that I can't stand. What happens to my search button on Instagram and Facebook? Why I gotta ask AI Meta? I don't want to ask them anything.
Okay. Well, the AI Meta is Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg's version of the Chat GPT. Um, what you would have to do is you click on it once. You notice it's right there where the search bar is. Use
Hmm.
it as your search bar. You click on it once, and right there you type in what you were looking for anyway. All right. If you're on Facebook, depending on if you're on iPhone or Android, you might have to click it twice. You tap it, come out, and then tap it again, and the search bar will be there. So it's some new highfalutin bullshit, but they spent I can't begin to tell you how many millions of dollars on this feature. So
Because I don't like it.
I have yet to find anybody who says they do. I think I'm the only one that do like it.
I said, like I'm trying to search, and it's sending me to the messenger, um, and trying to have a conversation with me. So I did like you do, like when you get in these when you sign up for the text message and stuff. I said stop, disable. Then it did say our conversation is disabled, but that don't stop it because every time you click in that search bar, it's going to do the same thing.
Yeah, like if you're searching for someone's name and stuff like that, it's still going to do what it's going to do. You can just literally go in and start typing, I'm looking for Hakim BornJust. It'll do all of that. Your actual AI search prompts comes when you are asking it, when you're commanding it to do something.
Okay.
So, but if you use ChatGPT, um, or if you use any other AI chat software, this works just the same.
Which I don't.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's definitely it's going to take some getting used to. Definitely takes some getting used to. All right, I'm trying to get to my questions. Give me 1 second. I got some important questions that was sent to me throughout the month. Um, oh, I feel like I'm unprepared for school.
Listen, we got this. I mean,
Sorry, y'all.
you got
I
us here.
keep I keep getting red flags from YouTube that the system is going. YouTube keeps kicking us off and adding us back, kicking us off. So I'm trying to do two things at one time. So keep going. I'm here, Queen.
Okay, you two, don't start, because we gonna start doing some videos and stuff up there. Want to make sure you act right. But um, I do want to shout out to all the listeners, the followers. Keep sharing, keep inviting people to share the page. Keep interacting with us. We love you guys. The support is appreciated. Um, Slowly but surely, and getting new things and doing some behind the scenes work. Um, Believe me, we listen to everything that you guys ask of us, whether it's the things you want to talk about or the things you want to see us do more of. We are all taking it in, and we are just figuring out how to get it all there. So don't think don't think it's not coming. It's coming. Especially with these changes and stuff that they got going on. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and as you're seeing that social media is changing, that's usually a sign. That's usually a sign. Keep your eye on the changes that you see the big dogs are making. Okay. All right. So I got a bunch of blackety black questions, Queen. We're gonna start off with that, some life stuff, and then we'll get into the more weirdo shit that we're known and loved for. Um, so the first question I think is kind of weird, but not weird, but I think is unfair. Is black culture failing our youth? And this is coming from Thomas, from out of Raleigh, North Carolina.
it's black culture failing. I think our youth. I think to answer that question is a lot of people are failing our youth. We can't just pinpoint it and say black people. Um, we do need to, you know, rally up more. We do need to make sure that we are holding people accountable and being good role models and things of that nature. But um, and like I always say, it's strength in numbers. But I wouldn't just put it just on us, or on the black community or black people, um because let's be honest, we have people that's way bigger than us that's control what's being seen or shown. you know some people are the puppets though, but I just think it's more about, um we can teach all what we have to do to teach in our homes, but remember, it's a world they have to go out into.
Right.
And unfortunately, we can't censor everything in the world. Because people used to be like, your kids is too shielded and protected, and I shield them and I protect them as much as I can. But I also was honest with them about how the world works, so they wasn't so shocked. when they went out there and seen something or experienced something. But I also was able to contain what they were exposed to, inside the home. So when they hear about other people experiences inside their home, it's not their experience, but they're not so super shocked because they know it exists. But
Mm. Yeah, I mean, my thing is this: when we say black culture, we got to be a little more specific because black culture tends to be um, thrown out there like a big tent thing or like a broad brush thing. No, you have to be very specific. Which black culture we talking about, right? Because there's a culture of criminality. There's a culture of giving and kindness. There's a culture of hip hop. There's a culture of black Americanism. There's different forms of what people consider black culture. Now, if you want to have a conversation about how hip hop has fell in the black community, okay, there's a conversation to be had, but I won't even throw hip hop under the bus like that because it's not hip hop, it's rap. That is, the
there's a
culture is the
difference.
culture. There's a big difference. The culture is the culture, but the activities is the activities. And I think that's the part where people got the game fucked up. They want to lump everything under one tent, and I think that is lazy thinking. To be perfectly honest with you, we can definitely do better than that.
Mhm.
Uh, all right, our next question is: do y'all think that there's a war against black culture? And this one is from Katrina out of Trenton, New Jersey.
Is it a war against black culture? It's a war against everything that's black.
No,
I
that's
so
it. Is there a culture war? I'm sorry. Is there a culture war against Black America?
it's always going to be. Um, and it's not just with other people, it's just within our own communities too. It's within ourselves. Um, that's why I always say we are the most hated because not only do we have to deal with other nationalities, other people, it's against one another too. Um, just like when we talk about the Black Lives Matter, and I always say, okay, when does it matter? Does it only matter when a cop kills, a black person or a white man or woman, or somebody from a different nationality? Does it not matter when, you know, it's black on black crime? When your neighbor is doing it, another quote unquote hood is doing it. So I think there's always going to be some type of war, unfortunately, until people are uh, deprogrammed or reprogrammed to understand that sometimes we are our own worst enemy, that we have to band together, we have to do better. And also, we can't continue to keep telling other people how to treat us if we don't know how to treat ourselves. It's a band together type of thing.
Yeah, I would say yes. There's definitely a war on Black America. On
Mhm.
a multi-tier level, your economic war. There's economic war, environmental war. There's a war in the healthcare system. There is a war in education. There is a war in financing. There's a war in home buyership. There's a war in every facet of your life. There is someone that considers you an op. I'm not saying this is some boogeyman shit. I'm telling you just a state of reality. Yes, it's not like the 60s where they're water hosing and sicking dogs on us anymore. They don't have to anymore because now they have, discriminatory structures in place, practices in place. And there is corporations set up um, that understand you will apply for their jobs. But now that they don't have to pay attention to how many people of color are coming in. They can just shoot
Mm,
you down now.
mm,
You know, Donald Trump's Supreme Court killed affirmative action. And I don't think it registered. We always late. We're always late to not only the dance, we're late getting dressed, we're late getting a ride to the dance, and then when we get there, there's only a handful of us fighting, and then the bulk of us coming in talking about some, well, damn, this is crazy. Yeah, it's been crazy. Because not only are black people who are educated and highly qualified and unable to get into institutions and colleges and so forth and so on, we have black institutions who have been given grants and have been given certain things from the government because they were black and there is a history of discriminatory practices against them. There was money and stuff set to the side. That stuff is getting wiped out now.
well, yeah.
So we have to pay attention to that. You know, all the diversity officers in the U.S. government are getting wiped out in almost every department. You know, especially the ones where there's a Republican in control of it. You know, Biden's keeping, from his perspective, he's keeping them in, but we're losing them in states. We're losing them in colleges. There's people filing lawsuits against the government because HBCUs are getting grants. Right? Just imagine that. I'm going to sue against the HBCU for getting money because it shouldn't be getting money because they're black.
Hmm.
That's racism. Excuse me. That's what they're saying.
Well,
They're calling that racism.
well, that's because they do not want they do not want black people to be educated. They don't want them to be in control. They don't want them to be in a position of power. They don't want them to be successful. So any chance that they get to block it in some type of way, they are going to. You know, all it takes is for one idiot to get a platform and say something, and a whole bunch of people that think like them is going to rally behind them because they got one thing in common: is they don't want black people to have.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's, hey, we don't want you to have, and we don't want you to ever get.
Hmm.
We understand that you can't get it now, but we don't want you to get it or your children to get it. That's why the first thing they started focusing on is education. And remember, for you know, when Trump lost, what did we hear every time you turned on the news? Um, we're going to stop the anti-woke. Look at the governor of Florida, the governor of Texas, the governor of Alabama. Anti-woke. We don't do that woke shit down here. That's all they kept saying. What was the woke shit? Oh, anything learning about black history, anything learning about slavery, because
Hmm.
slavery makes white people feel bad.
Not that bad.
We weren't there. We didn't do it. Don't blame us for what people did back then. That was then. This is now. Things are so much better. And then they prop up people like Tim Scott that's going to tell you that, well, things are not bad. There is no such thing as slavery here in America. That's bullshit.
That's it.
You know, so yes, they're taking slavery out of the education. They're taking all of the things that your children will learn in high school and in college to prepare you for what is life is really like out there. And then they're going to make sure, thanks to the Supreme Court, that your kids can't go to a school that another white kid who's either equal to or lesser on a productive and mental scale. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know, man. Yes, there's a answer to your question. I got a little long winded there, forgive me, but yes, there's definitely a war going on, and I strongly suggest you prepare your children, you prepare yourself, especially if you're living in a state where that's a red state. They
And
think about it. The governor of Florida literally said, "We aren't going to teach that to black kids because we don't want the white people to feel bad." Because
yeah,
they had nothing to do with that happened thousands, hundreds of years ago, or whatever. So it's not in the books. And don't forget I didn't even talk about the book banding. Why on earth is Maya Angelou's book being banned?
right. Look, they don't want anything that's going to make black people feel good, feel better, or as they call it, woke. Uh,
Yeah.
they don't want it. Um, they don't care about they don't care about us. They don't care about our children or any future generation. Um, the goal is for them to always have their foot on our necks and to make things difficult. So I urge people to not only educate yourselves, but also pass that education down to your children. You know, you have to teach. It's going to be our jobs. At one point in time, it was like, okay, send your kids to school so they can learn what they need to learn to be successful. You know, we had little things we taught them at home. But now we are going to have to teach our children and our grandchildren and so forth and so on what we learned because it's not going to be learned in school.
Yeah.
Um, did you? I know a little off topic here. I don't know if you received this question. Did you hear about the bill that was passed in Tennessee allowing teachers and school staff to be armed?
No.
And yeah, yeah,
I, I'm not shocked. I am
and
not shocked.
it's going to start in the southern states. Um, you know, it's you could just imagine if you have a situation where every time a a cop kills a black person, they say, "I fear for my life." Could you imagine hearing the teachers picking up that same line?
Yep.
Because
Because
that's excessive.
that's exactly what structural discriminatory practices are. It's a plan and it's copy and paste. It is a blueprint on how to be a piece of shit. Because the cops are doing it. Now here come the teachers. Anyone who is faced with the opportunity to gun down an unarmed black person because they feel like it, I was afraid for my life. It's the
Right.
blueprint, and this is why voting matters. You know, a lot of y'all, because I got that question too, so I'm also asking now: does voting matter for Black people?
Mhm, absolutely does. And we say it time and time again. And and voting for everything, not just the president every 4 years, not just when it's time to vote for the mayor of your city, because that's the problem. Is that people only vote for certain things. They don't think about the judges and everything else. Um, the parts of the education system as well, like superintendent and things like that. They don't think about all the elections. They only focus on a big one. But if you have a president that think like you think and want to get things done, like when we had Obama, you see how many. If that didn't teach people, I don't know what will. Everything he tried to do was blocked, just for people to say, "Oh, he didn't do anything while he was president." How could he? You
Well,
know.
you're absolutely right because what happened was we voted him in, but y'all forgot to get him some backup. Oh,
Hmm.
that's right, y'all didn't think a president needed backup because nobody fucking paid attention in civics class. Presidents aren't fucking emperors. I had a young person tell me 2 weeks ago that I'm not voting for Biden because he was supposed to do this and there ain't enough jobs. And I said, well, you out of your fucking mind. There's jobs falling out the fucking sky. And if you needed a job, why didn't you tell me? I would have hooked you up with one. The problem is people don't understand that presidents aren't telling Walmart who to hire and who not to hire. Presidents create the economic environment for businesses to hire and increase and expand their workforce. If you picked up a fucking book, you would know that. Yes, we're gonna vote for Biden fucking Friday. I mean, in November. I'm sorry, I'm burnt out. We voted for him. We're gonna vote for him in November, but just yesterday here in Philly, Tuesday here in Philly, we had to vote for some key people that's going to be in Harrisburg, our state. So Philly, when y'all sitting there fussing and cussing about not enough money going to the schools, you got to put people in there that want more money to come from Harrisburg to the schools. Then we got the state treasurer. You like getting your motherfucking state tax return? Right? Do you like having small business grants out there for the state that's going to cater to your people, that's going to cater to your neighborhood? It's logic. That's this year. Next year we're going to need to vote for fucking judges, solicitor generals, people who actually run shit that affects your life. The president don't affect your life but a couple times a year. The people who are running more times than the president affect your life every day. From that goddamn big ass pothole to the construction work digging up in the street to all the little bullshit. That traffic light that should have been on the corner, but it's not, so cars are flying through and 15 kids got hit in the last 20 years.
Right. Let's
Who
not
you call for that?
Sure.
You don't call Biden or Trump for that.
Right. Let's not mention the crime.
Yeah. Yeah. Because guess what? When Philly, that one good thing that Mayor Pucker fucked before he left, Mayor Kenny, he tried to pass a bill, or he tried to get a law passed in Philly that says no guns on anything owned or operated by the city. From rec centers to daycares, you can't have a gun. Harrisburg stepped in and said Philadelphia does not have the right to have its own gun laws. You got to come through us. Now, guess what? We could have got that thing turned over last year if people would have voted in 2022. If more people would have came out to vote, we would have had all of Harrisburg instead of just one part. This is why that shit matters.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all worried about everything else, but y'all don't want to pay attention because it requires research. And I get it. That ain't sexy. That ain't fun. There ain't no turn up in researching who to vote for. I get that. Then you don't gotta. I don't want to hear shit from you. Don't complain about shit.
That's what I said.
You devalue your opinion the minute that you just check out. But want to be bitching and moaning, sitting on Instagram and complaining. Come on, man. I don't know.
You're part of the problem. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Yeah. Now, I respect the people who understand. Like, listen, I guess I'm part of the problem. I don't give a fuck. I respect that person a whole lot more than everybody else. Because at least they're honest in their fuckery. Because some of y'all don't know your ass from your elbow. But y'all sitting on social media bitching and complaining. So, I don't know. I'm sorry. I had to get on my soapbox. So that's a hot topic for me. Okay. What can we do to stop gun violence in the Black community, especially here in Philly? This is from Troy.
What can we do? Um, I think some stronger laws need to be passed. And then, but the only thing, this what we got to realize is they can pass all the laws that they want to pass. Um, if they're not enforced or people not being held accountable, then we're going to have the problem. Because just think about it. The only guns that's not out here isn't just legal guns. You got illegal guns as well. We got to stop the illegal guns from even coming into our communities. You know, some of y'all know who the shooters are. You know, that's why I say we are our own worst enemies because they have this, you know, this no snitching thing, this street laws and rules and stuff until it's their own people. Like, how many times do somebody has to be put on a shirt, or you have to see a gun GoFundMe page, or you have to see a fallen soldier page or a post on Facebook before like people get tired of it? How many funerals do people have to attend to gun violence before people get tired of it? What we got to do, we got to be tired of it. You know, kind of like when somebody in that toxic relationship and the person keep going back, and they be like, "Oh, what I want to leave," and and that advice you give them, like, "Oh, when you're tired of them, you're gonna leave. When you're truly sick and tired of it."
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. When y'all tired of the gun violence, y'all tired of people getting shot and killed every day, every other day, and stand up for it and hold the people accountable too that's doing it. Let these laws vote. Let these laws get passed. Because that's another problem too. Every time it's something that somebody slightly don't agree with, it's like, even though it could be good for the community, they dismiss it. They dismiss it. Like,
Yep.
y'all, how many, you're going to do a march, something going to be trending, stop the violence, Black Lives Matters, and then something gonna be put out there to distract you guys, and you're gonna be distracted, and you're not gonna be talking about it anymore. When the last time was it a march or something, or protest? I keep seeing the post coming, but I don't hear much about it. It's becoming too normal.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's you just touched on something that's important. Um, just we have those things are important. It's what we do with them and what's the ultimate plan. What I loved about Black Lives Matter, it drew a lot of attention to some stuff that was going on.
Hmm.
It had a lot of people, you know, big corporations, little companies, everybody's waving the Black Lives Matter flag. The problem was there was no, okay, now that we got their attention, what's the play?
Right.
What's the plan? We know the problem. Now, what are we doing about moving towards the solution? What is our demands? Saying, hey, no more cops killing us, because that's what Black Lives Matter was about. It was directly towards the cops. They had nothing to do with nothing else. But screaming, hey, stop killing us ain't enough.
Hmm.
What was the plan? And remember, we did several shows on this topic, and we talked about ways of, hey, let's find out the police union that's protecting these cops and getting these cops their jobs back and keeping them from being prosecuted. Okay,
Hmm.
what bank are they working with? Pull your money out that bank and go to another one. Divest from anybody who supports this fuckery. Your dollar, exactly. The color they love the most is the green one. When you start pulling your money away from the ops, then the ops will respond in kind. They will address their shit because they'll get rid of that one fucking cop when tens of millions of dollars is being yanked from their institutions. They will sacrifice his dumb ass. So, it's important that we also take personal responsibility. What can we do? You start at home. You build that relationship with your kid, raise your kids. Yes, they're going to do what they want to do when they get out there, but you do the very best you can in there. You check their fucking rooms. You paying for their bills, you cover, you feeding them, you check their goddamn rooms, because that little motherfucker might got a gun under the bed. I'm still checking phones. Nobody say.
Know who your kids hanging with.
Yeah. If you
know the parents of the kids.
Yeah, because some of y'all sons and daughters is hanging out with shooters, and you know they shooters. Because the streets done told you, oh, that's the boy that got into the shootout over there on 9th Street. And your son hanging with him. So it's like you have to, whatever you're doing, do more of it. It might change things, it might not, but guess what? At least you know in your heart of heart you doing your part, because everything starts at home. All that it takes a village shit, the village is gone because everybody out doing their own shit. It ain't meant for themselves. So we got to get back to the whole idea of fixing inside the house and then opening ourselves up to the neighbors. That might be a little too heavy, but hey.
And that's the problem. That's why the village is gone, because people don't want to hear about their kids or their poor parenting or their poor way of life. They get offended instead of taking it as like acknowledgement. Now let me take accountability. Let me do something about it. Your child out there doing something they ain't supposed to be doing, cutting up in school, running amok all through the streets, and then somebody say something. I still say something to people. When I see somebody child doing something they know ain't supposed to be doing, I say something. I'm still going to say something. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. But I am going to say something, because I hope when my child out there, if my child is out there doing something they're not supposed to be doing, I hope somebody say something to them respectfully, because it may save their life. You never know. So no, I'm not going to be upset.
Yeah. Well, we have to do a better job at being there for our kids. Because you can teach them as much as you want, but once they walk out that door, they're on their own. And you just can pray and hope that your information sticks. But sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. But the backdrop of that is you are policing and staying in control of your house.
All right.
So, all right, let's switch on over to some relationship stuff. All right, this one is from Monique from out of Chester, PA. And Monique said, hey, y'all, just heard about your show. I have a quick question, and I just want some third-party advice. Recently, my husband has been very angry with me because he feels like I excluded him from our baby shower. How do I explain that I never meant to exclude him? It's just that generally this is a thing that girls do. He is in his feelings. We even went as far as to not speaking for a whole 3 days. Am I tripping or is he tripping? Tell me what you think.
Yeah, both tripping.
Right.
They both tripping. Because if he wanted to be included, this is where one of those areas where he damned if he do, he damned if he don't. Because if he didn't want to be a part of it, everybody will have something to say. If he Now that he wants something to do with it and he was excluded because it's his child too, you know, it's something to be said because it's just for women. Baby showers aren't just for women. Um, this is not a bachelorette party. This is not a bridal shower. This is a baby shower where people are welcoming. I've seen plenty of baby showers where the mother and father was there. You know, in pregnancy, the women seem to um just be focused on, but that God life is changing too. So certain things he should be included in. Now he's tripping, not speaking for 3 days over not being able to go to a party. Now the problem is he should have y'all sitting having a conversation. I doubt if this conversation was very civil because she felt like she's right, he feels like he's right, but they're not acknowledging both of their feelings and whatever misunderstanding or miscommunication it was. Because it very well could have been settled and he could have been able to attend. Now, hey, maybe throw him one or let his boys throw him one.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit different than the females, but I'm
I
saying
wish niggas.
he wanted to come. So, or just do a smaller. See, I don't know if it was something that she had a hand in planning, or if it's something that was just through for her. But I'm surprised that nobody invited him or said anything about him not attending. Because I know the baby showers I went to, mother and every baby that my brother had, if it was a baby shower, he was there, proud with the daddy patch on and everything. You know. If it's
Uh,
a big deal to him, then if it was a big deal to him, then it's important.
Listen, I'm not going to not speak to my woman for a whole 3 fucking days over a goddamn baby shower.
That's what he was wrong at.
You
That's what
know,
he tripping at.
you know, I get it. There is this unspoken thing that baby showers are for the woman, and I get all of the sexism talk and all that bullshit. But the minute you, as a man, allow yourself to fall down a rabbit hole that deep where y'all not speaking, you just out of pocket in my book.
And over a baby shower, where y'all supposed to be getting it together because y'all got a baby coming, then this is just the beginning. Or this could very well not been the first time that he did the silent treatment.
Yeah,
So
listen. If he spazzed out, because they both tripping, like you're right. But if they're not speaking over this, you bet your ass if they start speaking over other things, which is nuts to me. I'm not a fan
right,
of the whole not speaking to my partner thing. That just don't gel with me.
right. Because that's what I always say. I always say that it's a it turns into a bigger issue because the first issue is we're not speaking because you're upset because of this. But now the next issue is why you feel like it's okay for us not to speak for however long because of this. Why do you think that's okay? Why is that your go to shut down and shut me out and not speak to me because you're upset? So that's how you handle anger. Red flag. Red flag.
Mm-mm-mm. Oh boy. Okay, this next one is from Baki. Um, he didn't say where he's from, but he says, "Hey y'all, my my girlfriend's parents want me to take absolute care of her, provide for her, and I don't know what more they want me to do. I pay all the bills, she doesn't work. I provide the food in the house, she doesn't work. I even got her car fixed. I'm sorry, broken language. I even got her car fixed so she could go back and forth to see her parents. I put gas in the car. I do everything I'm supposed to do as a man. She goes and complains to them, and they blow my phone up with these asinine bullshit rants. Do you think that this relationship is salvageable, or should I just move on?
Oh, because you're in a relationship. You in a relationship with her and her parents. I would never. If they feel like so much more need to be done, they need to do it. Are they sitting there telling their daughter what she's doing wrong, or it should be go talk to your man about that. I do not want my daughters. I have a 23-year-old and I have a 25-year-old. Don't get me wrong, they can come talk to me about some stuff, but I will refuse for them to come and run and jump and complain about their mates constantly and think that they have one, no fault, or for two, me not sit and have a conversation with them and ask them, are you talking to him about it? Because it's a different look, tell. Like he a child or something. We'll go tell her parents so they could, and then they proceed to go and message him or calling him with their opinion about it. Or what, chastising him or something. I don't know. That's insane. He in a relationship with 3 people.
He better than me. Yeah, yeah, you should get the fuck up out of that relationship. Get your car up one last time. Go on down to Home Depot, get them 55-gallon extra strong trash bags, the long bags. Pack her shit. Get her the fuck up out your life. And she's ungrateful as fuck.
Right.
And if she's kicking you back into her parents, then you know she's kicking you back into other people too.
And for her parents to not realize, like, okay, he's paying the bills, he's getting your car fixed, gas, he's providing for you. And the main thing is your bills is paid, you got a roof over your head, you got a vehicle to drive to back and forth to the parents' house that you're talking about him to, not to work, and to anywhere else you gotta go to. He's providing for you. And you still finding a reason to complain. And you're saying he's not doing enough. But what are you doing? Because all hell breaks loose if he asks her that. Okay, so what are you doing? What are you putting into this relationship? Okay, you got this list of things what I'm supposed to do. What is it that you're supposed to be doing? How are you adding to this relationship? Ungrateful, entitled, and I blame the parents because clearly they're condoning it. They've raised her like it. They're willing participants in being messy.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. You got your mom's in my business. Remember that song? Yeah, I mean you sitting there with you're a grown adult woman with your parents involved on a relationship that about finances. Now I don't know what she's doing in the house. I don't know what she does for him, but based off of the message we got, they're coming at him about finances. His thing is, I don't know what more else you want me to do. I'm feeding, clothing, shelter. What the fuck? What's left? My instincts is they want you to put a ring on it. I think you should get one of them fucking blow. They still got the quarter machines at the goddamn supermarket.
Some of them, yes.
The plastic. Go get one of them goddamn blow pop rings with the toy ring, the candy rings. Get her one of them shits and let her suck on it on her way back to her parents' crib. You're out of your fucking mind and you bugging for dealing with a woman like that. So move on with your life and go find you someone who's going to appreciate you.
All right. She'll never be satisfied. It's always going to be something else that he has to do.
Right. All right. This one is from Corey. Corey is saying that he received. Okay, I got 6 paragraphs. All right, Corey. This is your one and only warning. Next time, I won't even read the shit. He says basically he has received messages from other females about his wife still talking and fucking her baby dad. He doesn't want to fly off the handle. He doesn't know how to go about having proof. He did speak to his wife about it. She's denying it, but it's coming. He says this is the 6th woman that has hit him up on social media saying they still fucking. What should he do?
See, it's 2 parts to that. Because these 6 women, it could be fake pages. It could be one person making. Because some people got too much time on their hand. It could be the new chick or whatever the case may be. You know, starting up some stuff. Or it can be true. Now, he said he had a conversation with her and she denied it. I'll just be flat out like, prove it. If that's the case, if he want proof, she should be able to provide proof. I know a lot of times people don't want to be questioned about certain things, but that's a lot when when you have different people to who he believes is different people messaging. You say, they say with smoke is fire.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she should prove it. Because it's some way that they're communicating. Whether it's social media, text message, phone calls, too. It's a way to prove whether they are or they not.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't, because clearly now it's a trust thing. So he gonna drive himself crazy. Anytime it's time to exchange the kids or drop the kids off or pick the kids up, or when she gone, he gonna drive himself crazy.
Yep.
I wouldn't do it.
Yep.
I need some proof and peace of mind, or I need to go.
Yep. And that's all you can do. You can't react and I get you. You did the smart thing by at least asking your wife what's the deal. If she's lying, you may never know, or you may find a way to find out.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, when you find out, if what these 6 women is saying is true, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
Don't bust a brain cell in a blood vessel trying to find out the truth, and then you get the truth and you don't do shit but bitch, moan, and complain and throw some shit around the house.
And be trying to go after old boy. No, it's your wife, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you going to pick up that phone and call the divorce lawyer? Are you going to take your ass down to Home Depot and Lowe's and get them big ass trash bags that the other dude should be getting on his woman? You have to make a decision. And don't do something that's so out of pocket because you're angry and you hurt, that's going to fuck with your freedom. That's going to fuck with your quality. Your quality of life is already messed up. Don't make it worse. Right? Mm-hmm. Don't make it worse. The best thing you can do is to just move on with yourself. Let her go. That way she can go fuck her baby dad all she wants, and you can heal and get back on the right track.
That's the part right there.
Yeah, don't shoot at the baby dad.
And don't get into nothing else until you are completely healed. Because you is not about to let the next female be crucified for her mistakes. For her fuck ups, not mistakes. That was a choice.
Mm-mm. All right. This one is from Miss Bluebird. And she says, hey, y'all. I am a 32-year-old lesbian woman who's in Wilmington, Delaware. And here's my problem. My fiance of 2 years and I are about to get married. And when I issued the invitation to my mom, she immediately told me that my dad won't let her come because he does not agree with our lifestyle. This hurts me beyond all belief. This is really a painful thing. I offered, can we go to counseling? Can we do something to resolve this issue? They are not trying to budge. What do you guys think I should do?
First of all, I'm upset at the fact that the mom said her dad won't let. So he doesn't agree with it, but you're not going because he won't let you go, and that's your child. And this may be a once in a lifetime thing. Now, I feel like, see, for me, and I don't want to, I just for me, I will have to go no contact. I'm because this is something that's important to me. I am getting married, and your quote unquote beliefs is overriding your love that you have for me to be a part of a special moment in my life. You know, it's just a matter of support. Put your beliefs, your pride, or whatever you got to the side, and come show up for my special day. This is my choice. You can't make my choices for me. You can't live my life for me. If this is who I choose to be with, this is who I choose to be with. I didn't hear her saying anything. Oh, they upset. They don't want to show up because my fiance going upside my head. Stealing from me, cheating on me. I ain't hear none of that. It's just solely because of a lifestyle that she chose for her happiness. She picking who she gonna wake up with every morning, who she gonna go through life with, and hopefully grow old with, and that's who you choose not to show up. Mm-mm,
Oh, it's an easy one for me. Fuck them.
mm-mm.
Fuck them. Go find someone else to walk you down that aisle.
That's right. I will go no contact. So it seems like the mother wants to go, but she's not allowed to go. That's a whole different story right there. It's
Hey,
no
man.
way that somebody gonna tell me that I'm not allowed. As a grown ass woman, I'm not allowed to go to something that belongs that for my kids because uh mm they'll never hear from me again. The moment that they say I can't go, or the moment that they don't show up, boom, dead to me.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm on that type time too because it's like you are so prejudiced against what I got going on in my world, in my bedroom, and in my life that you are willing to miss one of my most happiest moments.
Mm-hmm.
So your anger and your hatred and your personal politics is more important than my love and happiness. So fuck them. Y'all
And it's
better
gonna be a
listen, man. Y'all better start getting okay with the idea of saying fuck them.
and that's
What's
gonna
wrong
be
with
that
y'all?
that's gonna be a constant reminder every time she look at her wedding photos, every time she look at the videos or think back to her day. It's gonna be a constant reminder. So, like I said, dead to me. Oh, you was the second you ain't show up to this wedding.
Yeah, it's not no. Um, I offered. Says she offered get them family therapy. Fuck that. No, you get you some therapy
Yeah, and it's
because
not
you.
her job to fix their thinking. That's something they should have. See, that's when the child is trying to do the parenting, and no, and when the child got more sense than the parent, the child is trying to fix something that the parents should supposed to fix if it's broken or work towards. They're supposed to be, the head of the family. They're supposed to listen. Mm-mm.
Mm, mm, mm.
What they thought it was
Hey
a
man.
phase, and she was gonna get over it or something. Like,
Yep. All right. On to this next one. Oh boy. Oh boy, this one made my sphincter pucker. Um, this one is from Karima, and Karima says, "Hey y'all, I have a problem. I tried to have this conversation with my parents. I tried to have this conversation with my sister, and they all seem to be giving me bad information. But I heard that y'all are pretty good with giving straight up and blunt advice. So here it is. My boyfriend makes fun of my skin color. Says, so I've been dating this dude for about 5 months and beginning to feel a bit worried about it. I'm a dark skinned black woman, and my boyfriend is mixed with his mother being black and dark skinned and his father being mayonnaise fucking white. From time to time, he jokes and he plays and he calls me things like darky and chocolate chip. Now, he is high yellow and his dad looks like the typical light brown hair white man with green eyes. I'm struggling with it. I have not yet begun to spaz because I really like him when he's not doing this. But this is that one thing that is making me want to draw the line. Am I wrong for cutting this off now, or should I try to have another conversation about how this makes me feel and pray that we can work this out?
no, you're gonna
Girl,
draw the line. You're gonna draw the line, and you're gonna go. You're not overreacting. First of all, you said another conversation. It's sad that you had to have the first conversation. It's sad that he even felt like it was okay in the first place. So that's what he's used to. And anybody that don't see that is insensitive to your feelings. You're not overreacting. I believe there's no way that somebody's going to keep doing. First of all, it's one thing when somebody does something and they're not aware that it's a problem, which I don't understand how he could even think that that's okay in the first place. But he's aware it's a problem and continues to do it. And then if other people in your life is making it seem like you're tripping, that you should still stay with somebody that's basically causing you pain. Look, it's only 5 months. 5 months is nothing. Go ahead, leave him where he at, and tell him, look, it's over. It's not gonna work. You know, I have an issue. I mean, we had a conversation, but what I have an issue with about you talking about my skin tone, it doesn't make me feel good, and you continue to do it. So I got to remove myself from this situation.
yeah, it's colorism.
That's crazy to me. You and what does Mama say about this?
Man,
Listen,
if she didn't talk to her parents and talk to her sisters and whoever the fuck else, and she's coming to us, they ain't saying nothing good.
Listen.
Okay, let me say this: draw a line. No, you draw a chalk outline for that relationship because it's dead.
It is. It was. Shit, you 5 months too late. The
Yeah,
first time he did, I would have been like, oh,
yeah, you
um,
5 months in, and you are literally having a problem this insignificant, and I'm saying insignificant not by how it's bearing on her, but by how easily it should have stopped after the first conversation.
right,
This is not a must-have argument. This should not be a must-have. Why the fuck is this the hill he's choosing to die on? Unless he really feels it.
right.
House nigga, field nigga. Colorism is a real thing.
It is, and I'm tired of people acting like they don't exist.
Willie Lynch complex is a real thing. It's always been. Hell, I'm not gonna bullshit. I've made jokes about light skin, dark skin. I've done it to my own sister growing up. So I know, but I didn't mean it. It was just a joke. But when someone says, "Hey, I don't like that shit. Stop that shit," you stop that shit. It's
It's the
one
darkness
thing.
for me. It's the darkness for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Now, if she start calling him a fucking mixed breed, if she start calling him a fucking mutt, if she call him a half a pale, then okay, they say he like that shit.
Right.
So it's girl, get your ass away from him and go live your life. Go find you somebody who's going to appreciate your dark ass.
Don't be letting nobody tell you you tripping over something that makes you feel a type of way. Something that bothers you. And no, you shouldn't just put up with anything.
No.
And whoever think that this is a small thing, got some issues and they need to do some research.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Well, let's see. We got about a good 4 or 6 questions before we get up out of here.
Okay.
Um, all right. Hey, y'all! Don't please don't say my name. I think my significant other saw my open porn tabs. I was edging all morning to porn that shows a guy watching his wife get fucked. I left to go to the gym and came back and noticed my iPad was open and that the housewife slash cook tabs were open. She hasn't said anything yet. It's true. I do want to look her in her eye while she's getting pleased by some random young stud. Then I want to reclaim her with a jealousy frenzy. So that would be really hot to me. I'm bringing this to y'all because I remember some of your BDSM and some of your hot wife cuck topics. This is a fantasy of mine, but I don't know if I should say something to her or let her say something to me. Please advise.
Say something to her. She already seen it. You know she's seen it. Maybe she don't know how to approach it. But if this is something that you already wanted to do, this is a conversation you should have had already. Nobody wants to find something out about their mate by accident or snooping or whatever. Um, but yeah, it's a conversation that you need to have. Um, if she's ready to have that conversation, you can bring it up and see how it goes. But you never know. It's just, I mean, the whole thing is your mate's supposed to know what you're into and what you're not into, because sometimes those things can make or break. Because when people are have certain fantasies or in certain type of lifestyles and stuff, it's important that the person that they're with is into it or okay with it. Don't do all this wasting this time, putting more time in, and then it's be the thing that she's just completely not okay with, you know. Um, but yeah, have a conversation with her. See how it goes. You never know how it's gonna go.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely something that's conversation worthy rather. Um, so I strongly suggest that you engage because if she has a problem with it, you want to know now so you can resolve it. If she's
Hmm.
down with it but scared to say, "Yeah, I like the idea," you want to know now so you can get into it. Either way, the logical thing to do is have a conversation about it now.
Right.
So yeah. Um. All right. So this one is from Kyle. He didn't say where he's from. Kyle says that he recently had a conversation with his wife, and they played the what if game. And she asked him, "What if he got a pass? Who would he pick?" He said her sister, and she was livid. And now he's trying to figure out how to salvage their relationship because she feels as though he's been googling and eyeballing her sister for years now. And truth of the matter is, He says that he really has always been attracted to the sister, but he never would violate. Now he just wants to know, how does he fix this?
I don't know if he could, and he already did validate. Why do people? Why would he say her sister? Listen, first of all, the first thing is don't ask no question you really don't want the answer to. That's the problem. Because when you ask an open-ended question like that, you got to be prepared for whatever comes. But yeah, she's going to feel that way. And it's going to be uncomfortable every time the sister is around. Because she's going to be thinking about, and she's not wrong because he just admitted it, what her husband is thinking about or making googly eyes and everything else at the sister. He talking about he don't want to validate. He already validated because he do fantasize and think about the sister and so attracted to her. I don't know if he, to be honest, I don't know if he could salvage it. This is always going to be an issue from that one question, and he had the nerve to say the sister, like the sister.
Here's the problem, and let me say this to y'all who want to play the fantasy games, and I'm saying this out of experience, many years of experience. You gotta be careful who you confess your fantasies to. That includes your significant other. You know why? Because people aren't in the same place as you. There are women I've been with in my life where I could have said that and it would have been okay. It wouldn't have been a fight. There's other women that I would have said that and I would have had to sleep with one eye open because I probably would have had my throat slit. So you got to know who you can be your true self and say what's really on your mind with. Now, how to save your relationship? I'm with the queen. I don't think you can. I think the can't put that genie back in the bottle because that was her limit has been reached. Now, if you probably would have said that little, somebody that y'all know in passing, or maybe even one of her homegirls that she don't talk to a lot, but you know she's in the background somewhere. And probably would have flew a little bit better, but sister,
Right. Somebody you've been around, probably was in the wedding, y'all having dinner together, like somebody that's gonna be around all the time. People gotta be smarter than that.
I mean, I ain't go for it. I'll be a little vulnerable here. I've done that, and I've gotten both responses.
Well, you gotta know who you're dealing with.
Yeah, and when I got the negative response, I was young. I was in my 20s, and I was just getting into the lifestyle game. And that was, like my old age told me, that she learned you, didn't she? You can't play them games with everybody. Everybody ain't on the same level of lifestyle you want. But as I got older and I said it, conversations was had. And it was made fun. Because when you are about that freak life and it's really just entertainment and it's fantasy and it's likely never going to happen, you're supposed to enjoy it and have fun with it. But everybody doesn't have that same level of perception. So, but thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Well, and it depends if she really believes that it's just a fantasy and he's not gonna act on it.
Yeah.
Like that plays a part in it too.
Yeah. So,
Mm-mm-mm.
all right. This one is from Comedia. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Hey y'all, any tips on the best type of way to be tied? I have a fantasy to where I want to be tied up. What is the best tips to do that without having bruising and marking? Because where I work, a lot of my body and arm is revealed. I'm a fitness trainer, by the way. Watch your mouth, Hakim. Um, What do you guys suggest for me and my mate to use or purchase to do the tying up for intercourse?
Go ahead, Hakim. This your world.
Get them restraints. They got the bed. They got the bed restraints. The under the Velcro restraints, the kind that slide under the mattress, and you're either spread eagle or you're doggy or you whatever. You can adjust them. I don't recommend roping because
She
they
shows too
can
much
leave.
body.
Yeah, you're in the gym and you got all these rope marks and bruises going up your arms. They gonna think you shooting that shit. So no, you use restraints. Something that's a little soft on the inside of them.
If
I
you
don't
want the
even.
website, I mean,
Yeah, I don't even recommend that you use handcuffs unless they're loose or they're the fuzzy kind, or you can get the soft shackles. So I mean, there's things out there. Go shop around. Find and you go find a local kink shop and you go to the person behind the register, tell them what you're trying to do, and they will point you in the right direction. Um, but yeah, I agree. It's smart to do your research. That way, you're not fucking your arms up and you telling people, "Come on, we're gonna work out." No, we not. You on that shit. Why your arms all marked up? So,
mhm.
um, all right. Okay, as in the boy, y'all sure is spicy today. My wife wants to fuck a friend of ours. This is a fantasy for both of us. My wife and I are good friends with a guy. We have known him for a long time. I think, I'm sorry, I think about a decade now. He's an awesome guy. We love hanging out with him. Last year, I came out to her that I'm a cuck. And she was shocked because I'm such a dominant in the bedroom. But this is something that I really wanted to try. And after watching many videos, I finally got her on it. We have decided on who we want and how we want and what we want him to do. Our question is, how do we approach him? Because he really isn't into this lifestyle.
Oh,
Any
he's not.
suggestions?
Well, if he's not into the lifestyle, I don't know. Mm. I mean, because they already know he's not into the lifestyle. Um, mm. See, that's a tough one for me because if somebody already, let somebody know they're not into something, then they don't want to be pressured into it, or quote unquote changing, having their minds changed. But this somebody they said they knew for over 10 years.
Hmm.
Um, and they just um I I see. Oh, I'm stumped here. You know what? Because I would say, but the main thing people need to realize is that once you open a door, you have to accept everything that comes along with it. You don't
Hmm.
want to ruin a friendship. You bring this to him, and now he's uncomfortable to be around you guys. It could work both ways. He could be into it. He could say he want to think about it or whatever, or he could be completely like weirded out and uncomfortable. It can change the dynamics of the friendship.
Hmm.
So that's all I have to say about it is because if you know somebody's not into it, clearly for you to know somebody's not into it, y'all had a conversation before. You know, they're okay with you guys being into it, but it's just not for them. So to try to bring something to somebody that you know that isn't into it, it can change the dynamics of the friendship.
Yeah, all that is true. But here's the thing that y'all need to remember. It's a lifestyle for you guys, not for him. He doesn't
Mhm.
have to be in a lifestyle to have a session. And how I got into the lifestyle. I was introduced to it to people who were in it, and I wasn't. And once I got in, I said, "Well, shit, this was happening over here." And I did my research, and I got educated, and I dealt with people who were new. I dealt with people who were old. I listened, just like I did in anything else I ever was good at. I listened, I paid attention, and I acted accordingly. Don't overthink it. Figure out a cool, fun way to have the conversation. I'm talking to you, mister. You take the lead. You talk to bro about, you find a way to get the conversation on the table. And then you drop the ball. Drop the big, not the ball. You drop the big reveal. Say, hey, she wants you. And I'm okay with her wanting you. How do you feel about that? No one is saying you move in and we all fucking be poly. No. We talking about some drinks and some fucking at some slutty motel, or one of y'all gonna host. It's fun. That's how you sell it. You sell it as fun. This is a fantasy. This is something she want to do. She obviously don't give a fuck if you got a woman or not. She want to fuck you. Let's have it. Now, Mr. Cucky, you gotta handle it. Like the Queen said, when you open up that door, be careful. Because if this motherfucker pull out a 12 and you a 6, she gonna be hollering. She gonna be hollering. And when she's squirming and worming and coming and shooting and spraying and she bouncing off the walls, and you know you don't make a move like that, remember, you're a cook.
Mm-hmm.
You're there to witness and be supportive of her getting railed. So, hey, but the good news is you know who you want. I know at least 6 cucks right now who can't find a good ball. You know, it's tough getting into that lifestyle and finding people who are not going to judge and is going to be open to it. And yeah, so just had a conversation. Not her, you, because that's your home. And it needs to come from a man for it to be taken seriously. So, man, Queen, what would you do if a friend of yours for 10 years just popped up and y'all went out and had some drinks and she said, girl, me and Tony was talking. He said that he want to fuck you. And I'm okay with it if you're down with it. Would you be weirded out?
I wouldn't be weirded out, but I'll decline.
Okay.
Because, like you said, what if our session is better than their normal session? Now she looking at me sideways and she upset. You know, if that's really like a good friend, you know, yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if I mean, I've seen it really go bad. I mean, bad, when nobody's speaking to each other.
say.
The fucking husband and wife ain't speaking no more. The bull ain't speaking no more. I've seen it go bad with girls, where homegirls are giving one of their mates a threesome, and shorty twerking on that thing better than you are, and you mad at him because he's enjoying it a little too much. But what the fuck do you think this is for? You selfish fucks. What in God's name do you think threesomes and trains and all of the kinky taboo shit that you vanilla pieces people don't want to touch? The people who do play these games, what do you think it's for? It's about pleasing your mate and you. So as a dude, when you bring in another dude, you got a 50-50 shot that he bigger than you, and she's gonna holler louder. Accept it, because it's about her. She's the one taking it, not you, and you're supposed to be. You're calling yourself a cuck. your whole purpose is to make sure she's pleased above all else.
And that's
That's
why
your
I say,
job.
and that's why I say people better stop agreeing to do stuff that they're not really into. Be trying to just please, because they may want to do it. Because
Yeah,
consequences, you gotta live with it.
yeah. That's because let me tell you something. Don't let them little Pornhub and H video clips get your game fucked up because you looking that shit look real good with a big old black boy plowing some little white girl while a white husband is over in the corner with with the camera. That shit look real good. You go ahead and play that game and you not emotionally and mentally ready for that shit. When you sit there in the corner with a fucking camera with your little Hawaiian roll and this nigga pull out a hoagie roll. Yeah, okay. It's fucking got a wide as Broad Street. And when he left, he leaves and wifey talking about now come reclaim. You ain't gonna want to touch it with your little shit. You can't do nothing. You can't make her holler like that. You gotta accept that. That's a part of the game.
Right.
So, but have conversations before you do a thing. For anybody touches anybody, have some serious conversations and create some ground rules because that shit is super important. So,
Yep.
but okay, Queen, old man gotta tidy up. I apologize to everyone who's listening. I got children in the house running around and carrying on. So, yeah, it's time to get up out of here.
Okay. So, shout outs before I sign off.
Oh yeah, shout out to everybody who is tuning in. Oh shit, we got some comments. Ooh, look at me, I'm trying to head for the damn bed. Let's see. Shout out to JoJo and Kat for the highlight. Shout out to Lachey King for the highlight. Let's see. Maisha says these dudes are soft out there. Very true. Lady Run says that's crazy. Jojo Red says people love pushing their bullshit on their kids. Yeah. Their biases, they pass it on. Letitia Banks says, so happy that I have parents that I have.
Yeah.
And Lachey King also says, yeah, she should cut his ass off with all of that colorism shit. Yeah, man. It makes no sense. That one, out of all the stuff we talked about today, that one is bothering me. So because I can only imagine what kind of bullshit was going on in that household for him to think that's cool.
Well, here's the thing: if he say that when y'all not beefing, what the hell he gonna say when y'all get into an argument or something? If he's saying it thinking it's cute and funny, too.
Oh yeah.
You ain't gonna be a darky. You gonna be a monkey or something.
Oh yeah, you're a nigga bitch.
Right. You gonna be you gonna leave, girl.
What's your black ass?
Right.
Yo, over there and shit all fucking light skinned. But
Right. See, I was about to go into a whole nother thing because just think about it. You stay with him, you fall in love, have kids. What is it going to teach the kids? What the kids going to see? What the kids is going to think is okay? What if the kids come out more like your complexion than his?
right.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, we're going to do a show about colorism. We are.
Yeah, we are overdue that topic. We haven't. I don't think we touched it. If we did, it's been years. So
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Thanks for everybody for rocking with us. We were gone for a few weeks, but we're back. We're back on duty.
Thanks for being patient with us. We won't do it again. We promise.
I'll try not to.
We'll just try to throw in a show on a different day or something.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we'll
But
do some makeup shows.
okay. So on that note, that concludes our show for tonight. Until next time, good night, everybody.
Peace, y'all.